Good morning, Chanute Elementary School. This is Maggie Wolken, and I am here to help you learn why we must all become digital citizens. The purpose of today's meeting is to look at what digital citizenship means and why it is important that all students, faculty, and staff are good digital citizens. Throughout this professional development, we will look at the definition of digital citizenship. We will discuss why we teach it. We will discuss ways to teach it. And we will also provide you with some resources to take back to your classroom and embed it into your everyday teaching lessons. What is digital citizenship? It is responsible use of technology, engaging with others responsibly online. It helps to reduce cyberbullying, irresponsible use of social media, and lack of internet safety knowledge. Digital citizenship includes 7 key concepts that must be learned. Those 7 key concepts are empathy, how the internet works, understanding user data, practicing digital literacy, acknowledging the digital divide, practicing digital wellness, and securing digital devices. It is important that we teach empathy first, as we don't always want to quickly judge what is being typed or coming through a message, as we don't always know the tone of the words. The internet is also a very large tool, so it's very important that we teach everyone how to use each part of the internet. Data is collected by companies that take data in different ways, so it's important that we understand user data. Digital literacy will help teach information about ethics, protection, cyberbullying, clickbait, fake news, and empathy. It is important that as teachers, we understand that there is a digital divide. Internet costs money, therefore it is a luxury not everyone has access to. Digital wellness is very important. It is important for us to limit screen time. Too much can impact memory, empathy, and it will cause gray matter on young brains. One very important thing is to also remember to secure our devices, lock our devices. VPNs and antivirus software is very important. So, why teach digital citizenship? Well, to start with, it's the law. It is also a USD 413 board policy, but it also will equip our students for their future. One law that we will be discussing today is the Children's Internet Protection Act. This act requires schools to have policies in place protecting minors from harmful material. The internet must be filtered. It must be filtered to protect against access to things such as child pornography or things that may harm minors. E-rate. What is E-rate? This is going to be linked right back to that Children's Internet Protection Act. Schools and library programs of the Universal Service Fund, more commonly known as E-rate, is a federal program through which schools and libraries can apply for funds to purchase hardware, internet access, and telecommunications to connect their students to learning opportunities. Who is eligible for E-rate? All K-12 public schools, including public charter schools, all nonprofit K-12 private schools with endowments less than $50 million, all public libraries, all public elementary and secondary school libraries whose funding is separate from the school. School districts that receive E-rate funding must meet 2 important stipulations. Schools must filter internet content to protect students from harmful material. They also must be Children Internet Protected Act compliant. Students must learn about internet safety during the school year. So what does that mean for Chanute Elementary School? We are a K-12 public school system. Our school counselors also teach a lesson over digital citizenship throughout the school year, so that would make us eligible. So why should we teach digital citizenship? There are 5 areas that we are going to discuss today. Important literacy. Students need to be able to scan and use and understand all information available to them. We need to teach about cyberbullying and how to prevent it, how to communicate appropriately and respectfully. Remember, the USD 413 Policy Handbook states that we will provide students and families with information and resources annually on bullying, cyberbullying, digital citizenship, and how to make smart choices online. Online safety. It is important that we understand what is appropriate while building confidence to report anything that makes them uncomfortable. Become aware of potential harm and scams. Digital responsibility. We need to teach our students how to be responsible. Understand the responsibility that comes with using the internet and how to use it wisely. We also need to teach all of our young children how to find a balance between using enough internet or screen time to using too much screen time. So let's look at Chanute USD 413 district policies. If we recall, the mission statement for USD 413 says, empowering each student with the knowledge and skills needed to be a productive citizen and lifelong learner. In order to become a productive citizen and a lifelong learner, our students are going to need to know how to use the internet safely. We as a district comply with the federal laws to keep students and staff safe. We have installed blocks and filters on inappropriate sites and apps. We have made sure that our staff is responsible for supervision and education of students' online use. And we have guidelines put in place that if they are violated, there may be disciplinary actions. It is important that each one of us as educators familiarize ourselves with the Chromebook use policy that is found on the district website under handbooks. Students and parents must sign this prior to checking out their Chromebook. This is a very lengthy policy. It's about 11 pages. It is important that as educators, we are familiarizing ourselves with each piece of this, as it is our responsibility to supervise and educate our students with their online use within our classrooms and our school buildings. So I would suggest that you go back to the district website and look over this policy. So how do we teach digital citizenship? There are several curriculum-based programs out on the internet that you could use, but the 2 that I'm going to refer you to are Common Sense Education. This is a resource for teachers and administration that provides free lesson plans for grades K-12. There is also another one called iSafe Digital Learning. This meets the Children Internet Protection Act and the E-Rate guidelines. It provides discussions about technology access, digital communication. It also goes into privacy, digital health and safety into all core subjects. There are several strategies that we could use to help teach us, help remind us things about digital citizenship when we are teaching this to children. However, I'm going to only focus on 2. I'm going to focus on the READY and REAP. So the R is remind students to be mindful of what information and opinions they make public. Educate students on the negative aspects of online use. E, encourage students to step away from their cell phones and/or computer screens when hanging out with their friends. Offline peer relationships are just important as online ones. Accountability is key. Encourage digital accountability by creating a student digital use guide for online use that teaches students how to properly and safely use the internet. Districts may have a responsible use policy, but a classroom reminder always helps. Again, this is when you need to refer back to our Chromebook policy. Demonstrate and model good digital citizenship to promote a culture of positive online use. Incorporate lessons about the difference between sharing and stealing online content. Content and photos are easily found, and it may feel like anything on the internet is up for grabs, but it really is not. Copyright and laws protect almost all online content. Be a yes school when it comes to launching digital tools. Too often, schools block or lock down everything to be safe. Instead, start teaching positive digital and citizenship by opening tools such as YouTube and Twitter and teaching and modeling the positive use within those tools. If there are tools that you feel are blocked in our district and you know that they would help you teach more in-depth lessons, visit with the technology coordinator in your school building so that you can possibly have a tool unblocked, or they could provide you with even a better tool to use. R is for respect yourself and others. How does your use affect others? Not everyone has access. If you do, help others that have access. The law, remember, it is easy to take information from online. Make sure our students are aware of all plagiarism rules within our district and that they are compliant on those laws. E is for educating yourself and others. Evaluate accuracy of online information. Provide communication with appropriate place, time, method online communication, and make sure that our students are aware that they need to be very careful when sharing banking and credit card information. P is for protecting yourself and others. Rights and responsibilities. Build trust with students. Teach them to know who their online friends are. Make sure that they are providing the knowledge of security by protecting our data through any software applications. Teachers, this means you. Make sure you're protecting any data that you are entering anywhere, and make sure it is a software application that is approved by our district. Health and wellness. Limit screen time. Make sure that we are not providing too many lessons that make students be on the screen too much. Conclusion. Remember, there are good digital citizenships and bad digital citizenships. We want to make sure that we are instilling all the components to make good digital citizenships for our students. That is by engaging them and showing them how to connect with one another, empathize with each other, and create lasting relationships through digital tools. If we forget to do these things throughout our lessons, we would create bad digital citizenships within our students. And that would mean that they would not be able to handle things that are happening on the internet, that they might get pulled into cyberbullying, and they might be irresponsible social media users, and they may lack general knowledge about how to safely use the internet. Please remember, we want all of our students to be good digital citizens. So it is important that we embed all of this information into all of our daily lessons. Standard correlation. This assignment promotes the current and future success and well-being of adults and students. I was able to review new content knowledge in order to create a presentation to present to my colleagues on why digital citizenship is important. As an educator, I feel I knew a lot of these things existed. However, I did not know all of the correct terminology for each term that was presented in the reading content. This assignment provided a great depth of knowledge for the what, how, and why around digital citizenship. This topic is something that is important for all staff members to be aware of. This assignment will help guide me as an educator and a future building leader. I am now aware of the qualifications for E-rate and Children Internet Protection Act. I will be able to share with my staff members the importance of digital citizenship. The resources within this assignment will allow me to share where my staff members can find lesson plans and materials to successfully teach the students of USD 413. Here are some resources for you to use within your classroom to help embed good digital citizenship into all of your lessons. Remember, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact me.